everyone, it's me, and today let's watch the game Theorists. Let's start.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory.
Hello.
The show that we back up weekly on various outdated forms of physical media just to start a creepypasta in 20 years. Theorists, I cannot tell you how excited I am for today's episode. Oh man, this is a good one. This is a very good one. This is Ben Drowned, but in real life. It's Accounting Plus, if Accounting Plus actually had a solution. It's Petscop, but it's playable, and it has a narrative that actually makes sense. And best of all, it is still ongoing. This is a mystery that you can play right after watching this video and help solve. It is so cool. It is so well put together. Can you tell that I'm excited about this one? Because, oh man, am I excited about this one. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the mystery of the long-lost N64 game, Catastrophe Crow.
Catastrophe Crow. So there must be a lot of lore involved. In this game, let's find out together.
YouTube's latest creepypasta ARG sensation. Alright, sensation might be too strong of a word. YouTube's latest criminally underrated masterpiece that I hope today we can help make a sensation, because let me tell you, it deserves it. Admittedly, today's video is going to be a little less on the theory side and a little more of an invitation to join this mystery hunting community as they try to solve one of the cleverest games I have ever had the pleasure of playing. And note that today we're only really scratching the surface of a mystery that already has itself a 76-page Google Doc going over the evidence, not to mention a 26-page sub-document going over all the evidence from just one source alone. So join me, my friends, as we start to explore the mystery of Crow 64. But before I move into the episode proper, I have to remind you that our new Theoryware is only available for one more week, right below this video. That includes brand new items that we've never offered before, like our Game Theory watch. I don't know about you, but totally reminds me of Ben 10. The Theory Boy vegan leather card holder, which holds everything that you need while keeping your pockets nice and thin. Our signature slip-on shoe, Eat Your Heart Out Vans. The long-awaited Peepachu plush will be the perfect addition to your family. And our premium tech hoodie complete with double lining, thumb holes, and dipped drawstrings. In fact, of all the items in this merch launch, the 3-pack of Theory notebooks would probably be perfect for keeping notes and solving mysteries like Crow 64 on your own.
This theory's brilliant.
This doesn't make any sense. Assuming, of course, you know which ends up. Links.
It's like, you're holding the book wrongly, upside down. Come on.
For all of those are right down below this video. Get them before they go the way of an internet mystery and disappear forever, or at least for the next 20 years. Now, I have to warn you that the Crow 64 mystery deals with some mature and disturbing topics, so right at the top,
Condemn mature and disturbing topics.
your theorist discretion is advised.
Alright, so viewer discretion is advised. I'm sorry.
Our internet story today begins with the criminally overlooked creator named Adam Butcher, who does the thing that's the instant death of any YouTube channel. He makes quality content. By that I mean his stuff is always very good, but it takes a long time to make, and so the algorithm is like, nope. One part game designer, one part filmmaker. Each video on Adam's channel is completely different, from his story of a game that took him 13 years to make, to his most famous work, the popular Internet Story, where he tells the tale of a vlogging mystery hunter and his connection to a mysterious death out in the fields of the UK. No joke, it is a 9-minute video that has better storytelling and pacing than most movies you will watch in your life. Link is down below in the description, along with a lot of other links.
Link! Get it, link.
There's a lot that you're gonna want to follow after this one, my friends. Anyway, it's his latest video that I want to focus on today. A video uploaded back in October titled, What Happened to Crow 64? In this video, Adam acts like your typical retro game review channel uncovering a piece of lost media. Think channels like Cadicarus or Gaming Historian. In this case, he's stumbled across a development cartridge for the unreleased N64 game Catastrophe Crow. And just as a reminder here, this is just like Petscop. This undiscovered game was never really a game that was meant to exist. It was created for the purpose of being in this creepypasta. I bring this up because it can get kind of confusing when you're talking about fake histories of fake games as though they're real. So the game was fake, it was never meant to be, it's all for this story. Well, it was a fake game, but now it's a real, totally playable game.
Real totally playable game, so...
We'll get to that. So, thanks to Adam's research, we learned that Catastrophe Crow was the brainchild of the successful developer Manfred Lorenz and his company, Opus Interactive. Despite looking a lot like a clone of Super Mario 64, Lorenz promised to make Catastrophe Crow something special, with new features never before seen in a video game.
The team promised fearless exploration and something groundbreaking called an eternal revival system. Probably just a bad translation.
That's right, something called an eternal revival system. Sorry, that's just my alarm that goes off anytime there's a story about
FNAF,
an indie video game where people either get sucked into the game or get revived by the game. Bad light, bad light. We don't know yet that anyone's in that game. Sure, we can strongly suspect it, but we don't know. No, don't give me that look. Don't give me that look, light. You know what you did. Oh, I can't be mad at you. Who's my bad light? Who's my bad light? Oh, you are. So,
So, it is possibly, maybe, possibly, probably, sus.
Catastrophe Crow was originally based on a drawing Lorenz's daughter made, and was based around saving your father's business from the villainous Sir Cat. Unfortunately, during development, something tragic happens that causes Manfred's home life to completely fall apart. He starts spending all his time at work and asks his developers to create weird, unexplained assets. Then one day, Manfred disappears, alongside all the company's hardware. His boat is later found floating off the German coastline. The only thing left behind is a mysterious goodbye note written in German, alongside a sequence of numbers. And now the twist. After years of Catastrophe Crow being lost to history, Adam seems to have found himself a copy on eBay. He ends his historical retrospective with some of the public's first look at gameplay from this long-lost game, and oh man, this is where the puzzle solving really begins. As Adam plays through Catastrophe Crow, things start off like your typical platformer. Grassy landscape, simple shapes,
Simple like Mario.
bright colors, but he quickly finds himself in a secret area that includes a crow typing on a computer with some weird things to say. After that, a cutscene of a house plays before the player is brought back to the first area of the game. Now, things replay, but slightly differently. The sign on the workplace has gone out, and a weird scarecrow stalks the player character from afar, only to disappear when he's approached. After failing to answer a ringing phone, Adam runs through a glitched section of the wall, behind which is this animation of a crow holding computer equipment jumping off a boat. Knowing the history of Manfred Lorenz, his disappearance, the lost boat, the stolen computer equipment, it's easy to make the connection that this is likely a recreation of what happened to Manfred himself. When the player character jumps in after the NPC, they're brought to a misty forest, where they can find an old crow crying over what appears to be a grave labeled Crow, except the headstone is actually an N64 cartridge. The grave isn't even the creepiest part though, as when Adam tries to leave the site, we hear the phone ringing again before his character falls down a flight of stairs, causing all kinds of trippy imagery to appear, including a brain scan and the arrival of two skeletal figures come to take the crow away. And while I'm almost 100% sure that this is a coincidence, I do find it interesting as I make this that the timestamp for that image just so happens to be at time equals 666, the devil. Not in the MCU yet, but maybe in Catastrophe Crow?
Coincidence? I'm not too sure. Coincidence? Maybe.
The video ends with a cutscene of an older crow walking into the bedroom of a younger crow. Before these disturbing events play out, a headless crow is kept on life support while the room fills with water until more monsters steal the crow into the blackness. To me, there's one pretty clear interpretation for all this. Manfred's child falls down some stairs, which gives them severe brain damage, hence the brain scan and the headless crow in the hospital bed. Manfred receives the call about this while he's at work, which is why the phone sound effect is so prominent throughout these scenes, but likely he doesn't answer it, which is why the phone can't be answered, or he's haunted by the memory of that phone call, which is why the phone never stops ringing. There's also probably a lot of guilt associated with the fact that he wasn't there for the kid, hence all of this happening while it's in an office building. As a result of the child's severe injury, he changes the game that his company was working on to include an eternal revival system to keep his child alive in some way. Classic Petscop move, you know? The child, though, eventually
Classic text
Actually dies, as evidenced by the monsters taking the hospitalized Crow away, which causes Manfred to go off the deep end, literally. After realizing that he couldn't actually bring the kid back to life, he takes all of his hardware out into the middle of the ocean and jumps off a boat. Now, that alone would be a really cool way to tell this story, making a fake game to make a fake retrospective to tell a creepy and tragic tale of loss.
Well, that is true. A tragic loss for a family. Yes, that's true.
But believe it or not, there is so much more here. You know those iceberg meme charts that show you the depth of knowledge on any given topic? Well, this one Adam video is only the tip of the iceberg. Adam was clearly working on this ARG for a long time before he launched that big video, considering that it seems like he planted 5 sister channels, each with one video of a random gameplay session, just to make them seem legit, followed by one or more videos of Catastrophe Crow gameplay, each one predating Adam's original video. The only channels that are known to be canonical entries in the series are Adam Butcher, N64 Long Lost Lore, 90s Retro Gaming Fred, N64 Excavation Man, Childhood Memories 64, and Ultra 64 Forever. And it was here on these other channels that we started to get the necessary hints to start solving clues left behind in Adam's original video. For instance, what about that weird coded language from the Crow on the computer? Well, at the beginning of one of the sister videos, Catastrophe Crow N64 playthrough from the N64 Long Lost Lore channel, we see a fairly standard pause screen. Later that same video though, the pause screen is scrambled. This fairly simple substitution cipher turns out to be something the community dubbed Crow language.
The Crow language. Substitution.
And it can be used to decipher many of the puzzles throughout this game. Using just the letters from this pause screen, we can decode the message from before. H is I, W is A, Q is M, that one's in, and H, E,
No.
L. Oh my! Maybe that Mephisto joke from earlier was a bit more on the nose than I suspected. Or else, you know, working on a video game is heck incarnate, which, gotta admit, that's what I've heard from many of my developer friends. So yeah, we feel ya, Crow. We feel ya. And this Crow language gets used a lot throughout the mystery. For instance, in the video titled Underground Level from the Childhood Memories 64 channel, we get a classic spell something out on the ground and the letter lights up in a different color puzzle, kinda like you'd see out of Banjo-Kazooie back in the day. Except here, what you're spelling out doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Yu-yo wow blizz hojo quovlo krol bluckle. It's not
Well, you can use the Crow language substitution technique.
German, not Swedish, it's Crow. Using the Crow language cipher, you get the phrase, "Please forgive me, both of you." Oh boy, we're getting serious now. But that's not all. Listen to the clip from that gameplay segment. Every letter has an associated sound, meaning that what seemed just like one puzzle solved via Crow language is actually giving us a second alphabet that we can use, one where sound effects can translate back into words. And that is not our only audio-based code we get. Opus Interactive, Manfred's fake game company, had one other project that they had worked on, a game titled Ocean Quest for the Super Nintendo. We learned this by pausing Adam's original video on a fake game magazine article talking about Catastrophe Crow. Here in the text we see, quote, "This will be the first N64 outing from Opus Interactive, a German developer helmed by director Manfred Lorenz, whose action-adventure Ocean Quest was a surprise late hit for the SNES. Searching for Ocean Quest on YouTube, you find one video from the Ultra 64 Forever channel of the game's end credits song." It's very chill, right? Well, something that the channel Jonathan Rose Lyon noticed on YouTube was that the song starts with a 26-note ascending sequence.
Wow, you enter into music theory. Wow.
26 notes for 26 letters. Later in the song, you have little riffs like this. So what Jonathan did was extract those notes, match them to the tones from the beginning of the song, and translated them to the following. Thea, Nils, Marta, Manfred, thanks for playing. Can you see why this is such a cool puzzle and why I am so excited to be talking about this? And this gives us our key players and their names. Remember that decoded message from
So it's a 4 players game? Oh no. 4 developers.
earlier said, "Forgive me, both of you." But our initial interpretation of the events of Crow 64 only had Manfred and his kid. So who else is here? Well, based on the Ocean Quest audio, it seems like we have our cast of characters. Manfred, our protagonist. Thea, his daughter. Nils, her brother. And Marta, his wife. This is also supported by clues elsewhere in the mystery. Thea's name also comes from a splash screen which appears for just a moment when booting up the game. The first line reads, "that," which, of course, is Crow language that translates to "my dearest Thea." And funny enough, Thea translates directly into Crow using Crow language, which is one very strong indication who this game was originally for. And we can also confirm Marta's name from that farewell letter to Marta before he disappeared off on the boat. But now we get to theory country, my friends, because I, and most of the community, have noticed that there are 4 different Crow avatars appearing throughout all the gameplay videos.
Oh, so welcome to the Theorists country. Yeah. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. That kind. Anyways, get back to work.
Each representing a different member of the family. The large crow with glasses is the father Manfred. The other large crow is the mother Marta. The small crow with a bandage, who serves as the primary player character, is Thea. And the other smallest crow is her brother Nils. The rest of that splash screen with Thea's name, by the way, contains blank slots for secret messages scattered throughout the game. I'm not gonna spoil how to solve every line in this video because honestly it's just a lot of fun to do it for yourself. And there is a whole community document outlining all of it. So if you are interested and want the answers, you can look for it over there. And by the way, a huge thank you to the document editors Lucasim, A Buggy Replay, Mozark, Paradox Factor, BMB, and Bird for keeping track of all of this, plus everyone else who contributed to this big mystery so far. Anyway, once you've figured out all the secrets, the message decodes to the following. "My dearest Thea, I am sorry I could not be with you in the end. I was too afraid. I ran, and now I am in hell. One I made myself. I dreamed of you playing this one day, but you never will. Please forgive me, my little crow. Please forgive me, both of you. Dad, this is only for your little brother now." You'll note
This is only for your little brother now. So I'm gonna guess there is a family of 4, and then the dad is a game developer, the mom, the sister, and then the brother. Only the brother and the father is alive. So the mom and the daughter is no longer around, I guess.
Notice that some of those letters fall on spots that are highlighted in the original splash screen. If you take all those letters from the final message, they spell out "Dearest Nils," the little brother. Nils, it seems, is the key, sometimes quite literally. N64 Exclamation Man's video forest level includes a Visionaire cipher that requires 2 keys to break, one alphabetic and one numeric. The code from Manfred's note, 307-813-54841, plus the name Nils repeated. Doing that, the puzzle solves for Nils, I'm alive. So is Manfred actually alive? Seems to be. Back in October, the community worked out an email address that's currently been removed from the dock with good reason. It's a real, working email address that's clearly being manned by a real person. It's not just blasting back auto responses, it is responding to what people say in real time. As the game grew more popular, more and more people started spamming the email hoping for hints, and eventually it just stopped answering. For that reason, I'm not going to be telling you the email, but if you want to, you can figure it out, though I warn you, do not use it unless you think you have a solution for the next part of the puzzle that we're going to talk about, because we don't want to burn out the goodwill of whoever is on the other end of that thing. When the email was still working, it sent messages from ML, clearly Manfred Lorenz. One of the earliest responses set the community up with the puzzle that everyone is still stuck on. "My dearest boy, after all these years I have much to say. Your birthday is not too far from now. I hope we can meet the day after, in the place we holidayed every year. I will be there, M." There we have ourselves 2 clear things that we need, a birthday and a place. Since that email, a lot of people have tried to get answers from Manfred, but most have failed. The thing is, shortly after that address stopped replying, we got one of the biggest drops I have ever seen in an ARG, the source code. A Twitter account pretending to be an ex-employee of Opus Interactive dropped a huge zip file containing the entire source code of Catastrophe Crow.
Wow! The entire source code of the what?
That's right, you can now play Catastrophe Crow the game. And not only that, you can now go behind the scenes and interact with every object and asset in Unity, which means that there is still an absolutely enormous amount of clues to dig through and solve. In all honesty, I think that this ARG is one of the best organized I've ever seen. While I've covered a lot of ARGs on the channel, few come to the table with most of the solutions already set up. Multiple channels of gameplay posted well before the main tease of the game. I really hope that by introducing you all to this mystery mystery today, I've created a few more crows out there to delve into the incredible mystery that is Catastrophe Crow. Who knows, maybe one of us theorists will finally be the one to crack the next big mystery. All we need is a place and a birthday. Until then, remember, it's all just a theory. A game theory.
Oh, thanks for watching.
And hey, if you liked that video, which you clearly did since you made it to the end, make sure you subscribe to this channel because we will definitely be revisiting this game when there are more developments to talk about. Speaking of cryptic, creepypasta style games, you heard me mention it a couple times throughout this video, check out our series on Petscop. Another one that's criminally underappreciated and that I should probably finish talking about at a certain point. Also, one final reminder that Theoryware is directly below this video and available only for a limited time, including some items that we've been trying to get made for over 3 years, specifically that Pikachu plush. So grab it before it too becomes a long-lost internet mystery. I'll see you in the next one, guys.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Yeah. Thank you so much. I hope that this video is quite fun and enjoyable to watch. It's quite entertaining to watch, isn't it? For me, I'm a huge fan of their work, so thank you. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Thank you so much, and don't forget to follow my channel as well. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory, a game theory. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video. This video came out from my YouTube channel, The Game Theorists, back in the year 2021. Wait, this year. Anyways, if you do like this video, please remember to watch more of their videos. Their videos are very entertaining to watch, and for me, I'm a huge fan and I want to support them. Yeah, so thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye! Oh yes, one more thing. Subscribe! Thank you so much. Thank you.